biggest match that the Kings of Wrestling were involved in was a 6-man bout at Turning Point 2004 TNA pay-per-view against Jeff Hardy, AJ Styles, and I remember this was a huge deal at the time. The very last match of Macho Man Randy Savage, who had come out of retirement, who probably hadn't wrestled in about 4 years at this point. Talk about the process of getting Savage to wrestle again.
I think that took some money, because he didn't want to wrestle. He didn't mind appearing on the show. He didn't mind appearing doing the commentating. He was always very vain about how he looked. So, and even when he came out, he had an Elvis suit on, I think.
No, he had like an all black kind of thing. He looked like one of like the stagehands when he came out.
No, I thought, well, what I saw, I thought he had like a little bit of a knockoff of an Elvis suit too. But why was he late coming to that match? Remember, he was way, way late. I don't know the reason that they couldn't get him to come, or he said he wouldn't come, and they tried to get all of it. No, you signed a match, so it's going to be 3 versus 2. So it was the Kings of rock and roll, or whatever it was, versus who was it? AJ and who?
Jeff Hardy and Savage.
Jeff Hart, yeah. But Savage wasn't there, so he was 3-on-2 most of the time. And then finally he came out, and at the very end, of course, the people popped when he came out. Then he got the tag and came in there and cleaned house, and 1, 2, 3, and ends up actually beating Jeff.
What do you think of Savage's performance in that match? It was basic.
Yeah, it was basic as it could be. That's all he wanted to do. And Jeff, to keep the peace, says, go ahead and beat me. Just beat me. And so Hall and Nash didn't get pinned. And I don't think we ever saw Hall after that again anyway.
I think he came back in like 2010 briefly.
Yeah, but
after he left. But yeah, I think shortly after
2010.
This, shortly after this, they all sort of disbanded.
But I think Jeff, to keep the peace, said, take it on me. And of course, when the heels got beat, they left, and the baby faces were standing tall in the ring. But I kind of felt sorry for Jeff in that. He did all the work for that team and got beat. And he owned part of the company. Then he does the job. So he wanted it to go. So, but anybody who knows anything about wrestling, getting beat is not the worst thing. You know, you can always be rejuvenated. You can be revived. And we did revive Jeff later on, not too long after that. So I respect him for that.
If you were to guess roughly, how much do you think Savage made for those appearances? Have you got any idea?
I have no idea, but I would say, and I'm probably way, way wrong, but 10 grand.
You think?
Or maybe more. It was a pay-per-view, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe 20.
You must have seen Spider-Man, the original one, where Savage is in it briefly for a couple of minutes and he'd go, Bonesaw is ready! And he fights Spider-Man in the cage. Yeah. He looked amazing in that film. I mean, that was like the biggest he's ever looked. And then like just 2 years later for Turning Point, I mean, he's got like a full long sleeve sweater on, all in black. I hate to say it, but he's just completely gone, you know, follicularly challenged at that point.
Even when he went to the ring for the match, even when he went to the ring in this match we're talking about, he was almost completely bald.
Yeah.
And he had his hair dark.
Had it in a ponytail.
Well, yeah, he had a little bit of a ponytail. He could have the thing in the hair in the back, the mullet.
We call it a skullet. You know, the Hulk Hogan thing.
But all the top of his head is kind of gone, no hair.
And I was so bummed out because, like, you know, like so flamboyant over the years, and he seemed to age really quickly in the space of like 2 years there. So I don't know what happened at the
I
time.
think he died not too long after that.
No, he died about 7 years afterwards. He died in like 2011.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, yeah. He actually
20
looked
what?
better.
20 what?
Like 2011, he died. He actually looked better, like
I don't
around
think he
2010.
died. Look up when he died. I was still in TNA when he died, I think.
No, I think hang on. Right, Randy Savage. I'll do it on my phone, and then we'll call it a day on the podcast. May 20th, 2011.
Really?
Yep. So that was about good 18 months plus after you left TNA.
Hmm.
I'm
in an alternate universe.
He looked better when he balled it out and just let it all go grey in a big beard. He looked better then.
Mm-hmm.
So for whatever reason, he wasn't hitting the gym. But anyway, and then he would never wrestle again after this match. So, on that note, we're going to
what I think happened to Savage toward the end, he finally married his high school sweetheart. You read that?
Yeah. Married on the beach.
And I think he was, for the first time in his life, and I know Randy pretty well, I think he was truly happy. And I'm glad for that. So when he had the heart attack or whatever he had, and he hit that tree, at least he had happiness right before he died. So
I've never asked you this. When was the last time you spoke to Randy?
well, it was before he died.
Well, yeah, I'd hope so.
Randy, sorry, I just had to get that in there. But the last time, I guess when he was in that run in TNA, that's the last time because he was living in Florida. And usually when I get away from guys, I don't care. I don't call them up. I know them. If I need to call them, I mean, I can call them, but as far as staying in close contact, I never stayed in close contact with him. But probably the last time I talked to him is actually during that period that we showed that tape when he had that 6-man tag in TNA.